Norway has announced plans to stop broadcasting FM radio in 2017, citing three advantages of digital radio: better sound quality, more reliable signal strength, and more stations per frequency. So right off the bat, I don't like their use of a semicolon right over here. A semicolon, there's two typical ways that you would use a semicolon. One way would be to separate two independent clauses. So this first part, Norway has announced plans to stop broadcasting FM radio in 2017, citing three advantages of digital radio. That could stand on its own as a sentence. It could be an independent clause. But what's after this semicolon right over here couldn't stand by itself. Better sound quality, more reliable signal strength, and more stations per frequency. So it's not separating two independent clauses. Now another place where a semicolon could be used is if you're using it, you could use it like a comma where you're listing things, and you would use it instead of a comma when the things that you're listing contain punctuation in them, especially if they contain commas in them. But that's not the situation here. We're not using it to separate things, and even then we would only use it to separate if the things we were separating had commas in them. So I definitely want to change it. And when you look at it, what's happening is they're citing three advantages of digital radio, and then they list the three things. 1, better sound quality. 2, more reliable signal strength. And 3, more stations per frequency. And so when I say, hey, we did three things, there's three advantages, and then I list them, the most typical punctuation to use would be the colon. That's the most typical usage of the colon. Citing three advantages of digital radio, stick a colon right over here, and then you list the three advantages: better sound quality, more reliable signal strength, and more stations per frequency. Now, comma right over here, that also felt weird. Citing three advantages of digital radio, comma, better sound quality, comma, more reliable signal strength, and more reliable signal strength, comma, and more stations per frequency. That's just a strange use of a comma right over there. And then a dash, which I always imagine is kind of a long hyphen. A dash right over here, you would use it to separate a parenthetical. So a parenthetical is like something that you would kind of turn to the side and tell someone a little extra information that's not necessarily necessary for the sentence. So a parenthetical might be like, Norway has announced plans to stop broadcasting FM radio in 2007, citing three advantages of digital radio. Now, if you did a dash there, you could put a parenthetical like, I wonder what those three are, or I could think of 5 reasons, whatever it might be. Something that's not necessary, but something you might turn to the side to someone and kind of give them as an aside. So I would rule that one out as well.